big what's up to everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Good morning. We are looking live at the Philadelphia 76ers as currently constructed, full of wings. Breaking news, James Harden is no longer a 76er. The franchise has finally traded their disgruntled superstar last night in the wee hours of the morning. The trade details are as follows, according to Woj of ESPN. The Philadelphia 76ers are acquiring Nick Batum, Marcus Morris, KJ Martin, Robert Covington, welcome back Cove, multiple draft picks, and a pick swap from the Clippers for James Harden and PJ Tucker. Okay, so my instant thoughts. While I don't love the lack of superstar power we got back from the Clippers, we now have a plethora of wings. Pretty washed wings, but wings nevertheless, something that we have never had in the history of this franchise, or at the very least during the Embiid era. And to that end, we got way better defensively, and not to mention deeper with Nick Nurse type of players. Really confused how we got no Terrence Mann, nor Norman Powell, nor Bones Hyland. I guess it's pretty clear at this point that the Sixers are giving the reins to Tyrese Maxey, which I'm not mad at. I just thought that, like, you know, with Harden being who he is, or at the very least with like him still being able to produce in certain aspects, we could get back a ball handler / creator. I definitely did want Russell Westbrook back in a package. Obviously, he's not neither of the two things that I just said, but hey, I thought we could get him back. Furthermore, specifically with the picks, we got a 2028 first round pick, 2 second round picks. They didn't specify which years. I'm going to assume this year, as well as a pick swap, which also wasn't specified what year. So I'm going to assume this year. I mean, at least we got 1 first round pick back, you know. In the pick swap, you would assume that, like, if it is this year, it is going to be low draft picks, since the Clippers and Sixers are both, you know, good teams. So yeah, not that really impressed, but looking at the players we got back, KJ Martin, famously known from being a Rockets player, dunks, defense, does all of that, doesn't score that much. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent 2024 after this season, and that's going to be a theme going forward with the rest of these players. Robert Covington, homeboy, process king, son of the process, positionless player, also contract runs out in 2024. Same with Marcus Morris, who's an old head at this point, and same with Nicholas Batum. They all become unrestricted free agents at the end of 2024. So the Sixers essentially swapped their expiring contract for more expiring contracts. Going back to the trade, it was obvious that PJ was going to be gone. It never really felt like he wanted to be here, to be honest. Like, the vibe was always off. Not saying that, you know, he not saying that like he didn't play or do his role, especially in the playoffs, cussing and beat out, but like you could tell that like he was only here because of James, and once the whole James thing went left, for the sake of the team, he had to go as well. But yeah, Harden gets to go where he wants it in the first place, the Clippers, and this is his 4th team in the last 3 years. I will honestly look fondly on Harden's Sixers tenure. Like, I'm not mad at him at all. He came in and did what James Harden does, win a couple of playoff games, then demands a trade in young bull fashion. Hey, it is what it is. At the very least, we had a shot with him last season, and I can say that I got to watch James Harden during his illustrious career. Farewell, beard. I hardly knew ye. Overall, the Sixers are going the Nuggets route with this trade, building their offense around 2 homegrown players and their skill sets. That obviously would be Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. All we need now is another ball handler / shot creator, and then we'll be set. During the summer, Murray was saying that he would use the pieces acquired in a Harden deal for something else down the line. So can we expect another trade? Because I'm really not seeing the vision long term. I would have wanted at least one player signed who was signed for multiple years with this deal. But the situation with Harden basically saying that he's not going to play, I understand why Morey got what he got back. So at the moment, we are still a 2nd round exit, unfortunately, but at the very least, we're looking more like a team with different options. And at least we'll, like, you know, be able to have some ball movement with these players. So until further notice, I'm giving this trade a C minus. I would say C, but I just don't like the fact that we're essentially back at square one after this season. Sure, a few players will be off the books, even Tobias. Essentially, the Sixers are banking Embiid's future with the team on Tyrese Maxey, which I can get behind